95.7 The Hog, Daytona's rock station, is now Daytona's hydration station. It's Morning Hog Brew Review time. It's Friday. It's happy hour. That means Josh S.R. Pratt's making us happy with a Morning Hog Brew Review. How about it?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's good to see that you haven't shaved the beard off yet.
I
heard some
it's a
rumors.
decade plus running, bud.
Well, we got a lot of texts in. People were like, "Hey, does Josh take the beard off during the summer?" And so,
when I get home, I strap it off.
Okay,
yeah, just strap on, strap off.
He's fine. Yeah, so that worried about you overheating is what it is. And we were saying, like, what would be a great way to cool down for these hot summer months?
So I got one way.
Yeah.
So I have something that we have not done on the show yet.
I like this.
But our consumers and customers have seen out in the market quite a bit.
Right.
It's a category that's growing extremely quick. THC drinks.
Right.
You know.
See them everywhere now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you'd see them in big retailers nowadays, and it's slowly taking over. And I have my buddy from Señorita, Willie, here with me.
Willie, welcome.
What's up, everybody?
Good to see you, man.
Hey, glad to be here, man.
Welcome, and thank you for bringing us beverages today.
Of course.
It's the first time try. Have you tried these? I haven't tried them yet.
Maybe,
yeah. you might know what you're getting into.
I've tried them. I can guarantee you. That,
okay,
so,
good. That's all that matters. Right. Well, at least one of us has.
Yeah, so we have quite a few different flavors today. That's a great thing about this category is essentially there's all kinds of different branches you can go. You can go towards margaritas, sodas, seltzers, juices. I mean, it's the beverage category is kind of unlimited when it comes to this because they're putting in the THC, typically unflavored, and then you're getting either 2 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, which we'll kind of get into and kind of explain here in a minute. But I figure we'll pour one of these,
let's do it.
Get us started. We're going to start off with Señoritas, and like I said, we have all kinds of flavors today. This one we're going to start off with a lime jalapeno margarita, which I know is right up your alley.
That is 100%. That's my fave. In fact, my last margarita Monday was that. Was jalapeno lime.
It was like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was 30 minutes ago. Yeah, I got to wake up for the show. I mean, got to have something, right?
Yeah. So,
all right.
Cheers to you guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Like I said, there's all kinds of things going on here with this particular category. Right. People may be unfamiliar or not comfortable with it yet, and I understand the hesitation. But if you look at what's happening, is like I said, larger retailers are coming on board. So you have guys like Circle K, Target, right. Winn-Dixie. ABC, Total Wine.
Right.
You go in the Total Wine, and they took the entire section that used to be seltzers and crafts is now THC drinks.
Yeah.
So this category is one of the fastest growing, multi-billion-dollar industry at this point. And we'll kind of talk about what may happen to the category down the road here, but to kind of introduce Señorita, these have 5 milligrams available and 10 milligrams, and I'll kind of let Willie kind of talk about if you have a 5 milligram, what you may have, the effects of that versus a 10 milligram. I'll let you kind of get into that there.
Well, he's giving us science.
Huh.
You want a lab? You want a lab coat or no?
No, I don't think so.
All right, cool. Just making sure.
Oh man, that's very
I'm not
good.
one of the the guys or gals back there, formulating everything. But
Gotcha.
yeah, so no, again, thank you for the introduction. Thank you for having me once again. So we at Señorita and Rythm, we are a vertically integrated cannabis company. So we do have 22 dispensaries around the state, and we operate in 14 different states.
Awesome.
So as a result of, the success of our cannabis companies, we decided to get into the hemp-derived space.
Right.
And the introduction is with Señorita. Our co-founders are Joel Gott from Joel Gott Wines and Charles Beeler from Beeler Wines. So they were actually working on a de-alc wine at the time, and Joel Gott's son basically mentioned, hey, why don't we, try something with,
right.
THC and hemp or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So
good timing.
Yeah, I know, right? Great time to enter the space.
That's right.
But they decided, hey, let's go ahead and experiment. And they found that agave is a superior base to de-alcoholized wine or whatnot. So they started working on Señorita, and that's what they brought us. So
delicious, by the way.
Again, one of the differentiating factors when it comes to our brand versus a lot of other folks, we want our beverages to be aligned or be akin to alcohol. So again, these are margaritas. We use real ingredients, pink Himalayan salt, and agave, organic agave sweetener is organic agave syrup is our sweet and sorry.
I'm glad you
That's
told me
the
about the salt because and this is delicious. In my head, I'm like, am I tasting salt?
Yep.
Or did I just lick something?
Well, that's kind of what you want with a margarita, though, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of your salt on the rim.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, the flavor on that is absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
And like I said, with that being a lime jalapeno, it's not super spicy or anything like that. You get that little bit tingle on your tongue, so nothing offensive, and it makes you want to go back for more. That little bit of salt and everything, the flavor is on point. I love that you guys are heading that direction. It's a flavor that people are familiar with, so you're not going so out and far in left field with some oddball flavors. It's something people are familiar with. Get them in the category.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and pour our next sample here, which is our mango margarita.
I'm going to return my glass.
I'll spill a little bit first in the process, I guess.
That's all right. It's good luck.
So the interesting thing about this category is, as Willie mentioned, this is hemp-derived THC. So it's still part of the cannabis plant, but it's not marijuana. However, on a chemical level, hemp and marijuana both have the same THC chemical.
Okay.
However, hemp, you have to have more of it to make the THC the same level. So essentially, there was a hemp bill in 2018 that happened that allowed these products to hit the market. People kind of test the waters a little bit. Minnesota was one of the first ones on board, pretty big in Texas, and slowly made its way to Florida. And Total Wine was kind of the ones that opened the floodgates.
Really?
As soon as they opened the door to this, it was everywhere.
Right.
And it continues to be. You'll see some of your larger retailers kind of jump on board. They haven't quite yet, just because they're trying to figure out the logistics and the legalities and stuff like that. And that's, there isn't a gray area on the law for this. This is a lawful product. That's why those retailers are out there. So if you're worried about that, don't be.
No worries.
Now, as far as the milligrams are concerned, like we said, there's 2 milligrams out there, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, and 20 milligrams plus.
Right.
SR Prod as a house has decided that the safe level, that the highest we're going to go is a 20 milligram cap. So when you see our products out there, the highest we're going to carry is 20 milligrams.
Right.
There are companies out there that sell 50, 60, 100, 200 plus.
Right.
That gets into the very experienced user, somebody that has been using marijuana or cannabis for a very long time, and that kind of used to the effects. But these are, this is getting people into that arena.
Okay.
There's no hangover, stuff like that. And, like my mother, for example, she has fibromyalgia.
Right.
She may have half a can of this before she goes to bed. Feels awesome.
Love that.
Wakes up in the morning, feels great. So there are medical uses for it as well. But so when it comes to the milligrams, it's kind of like ABV levels when it comes to alcohol.
Right.
So for example, what most of the companies recommend is you drink half of a can. I'd probably start with a 5 milligram if you're unexperienced, and drink half the can.
Right.
See how you feel, and then go ahead and finish the rest of it if you like. If not, put a can topper on it, throw it in the fridge, and finish it the next day. So find your experience levels, and as you drink it, your tolerance, just like alcohol, your tolerance grows a little bit, and you kind of step up into the next levels.
Yeah, I mean, and the best way to think about it is 5 milligrams is equivalent to about 4 to 5% ABV beer.
Okay.
And as Josh mentioned, the onset is pretty similar. It takes about, depending on your experience level, about 20 to 30 minutes to onset. But let's say, for instance, you drink 1 can. 5 milligrams, equivalent to 5% ABV. Within about 20, 30 minutes, you start to feel the onset.
Gotcha.
If you have another, cool, you can go ahead and drink that. But yes, always assess where you're feeling before you consume all the contents. But for instance, if you drink 1 can, I like to say an hour, 15, hour and 20 minutes after you start feeling the effects is when they'll wane and they'll shut off. So you'll go back to being normal. But we want people to consume these like alcohol, or I should say your favorite cocktail, your favorite beer. So if you need a 24-pack to get to where you like to be, well, you would need the equivalent in this space as well. Of course, I'm not advocating that much. But again, you get what I'm trying to say.
I know who you are out there.
The experience are experience.
We partied with you before.
Right.
Josh and I have seen you, and you were sleeping at Welcome to Rockville. We saw you there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is like a personal, I guess, experience with alcohol that would lend you to know what you're getting into here.
Absolutely. So again, best way to think about it is a way for people to consume something that's non-alcoholic while still getting some effects as if, they're drinking something that's alcoholic. Again, the whole point of the category is one, to save people's livers a good bit
Yeah,
or whatnot.
yeah.
But then, people still want to feel like they're consuming something. So that's where this category is
Right.
really exploding and everything.
So next up is our grapefruit Paloma.
Yep.
So again, another
Okay.
cocktail that you're used to seeing. So you have a basis of what the flavor should taste like. The mango is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, by the way.
I love a good Paloma. Well, luckily we have another product here we'll talk about. To make your own Palomas or something like that.
Really?
But these are ready to drink in the cocktail. Cans ready for you. These are available in 5 and 10 milligrams out in our market right now. So go out there. Like we said, ABC, Total Wine, Circle K, or you can always check out our website. Those are
Target.
Are you talking about the srprot.com/beerfinder website?
That is the
what
one
you
I'm
mean?
talking
Okay,
about.
I was just making sure. I thought it might be a different one. This is I'm fascinated by the depth of flavor of this too. This is not like just like a juice or
Right.
something.
Again, our co-founders are titans in the wine world. Joel Gott, Charles Beeler. We really care about the quality of the liquid. It's
really good.
It's all about that personal experience, and that's what's going to make a product memorable. So,
Yeah.
a lot of tender love and care went into making our beverages.
One thing I think it's pretty impressive is you look at the back of the can and the ingredients. There's not a single ingredient there that I don't recognize, and nothing that's one of those false chemicals or anything like that.
Right.
It's all citric acid. Organic blue agave syrup is the second ingredient on there. So
Right.
you're getting fresh ingredients. Something that's a real product actually contains real juice in there. So if you're starting to want to get away from alcohol, this is a great option for you. If you're still wanting some of the effects of having out there and still having a good time.
Is this a natural move maybe because the NA market is such a high growing market
Absolutely.
as well, right?
I think that has a lot to do with it. That's something we've talked about the last 2 years or so, how the non-alc category is one of the fastest growing categories in beer, while beer sales are declining. Not just beer sales, but liquor sales as well. They're taking an absolute beating out there.
Yeah.
So this is some of the product that is replacing that. You have a lot of Gen Z people out there drinking this stuff and moving away from alcohol in general. And like Willie said, save your liver a little bit. Maybe, one night you have the cocktails you're used to, and then the next night you switch over to this. And,
Right.
just a little, balance is the key.
Yeah.
I mean,
Liver
what-
savers.
Yeah, and one of the great things about the space is that it has so many uses. I mean, you can only use alcohol for so many things,
Right,
But
right.
with this, you can use it for therapeutic purposes.
Right.
You can use it. We have, once we get to the Rythm, we have an Energize, so we have an energy drink,
Right.
Finger quotes or whatnot. But I mean, you can drink it, in the morning if you just kind of want to settle yourself or whatnot. So
Right.
it has a lot of purposes that alcohol just doesn't serve at
Yeah.
the same time. So.
Well, between the effects of just the great flavor, and then to have positive effects on your system too is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? What did you just pour us?
So this one is going to be ranch water. This is one ranch water. Most of us are familiar with at this point.
Yeah.
Typically, it would be tequila, soda water, and a little bit of lime.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to this one. I haven't had this one personally yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep,
Here
so
we go.
I'm
Let's have some
excited.
fun with it,
Really?
yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. Oh, that's straight.
That's
That's
delicious,
clean.
too.
That's clean.
So we do have a variety pack available now.
We do
too.
have a variety pack,
That just
yeah.
hit our docks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can go out there, Circle K, check out the website.
He means srprot.com/beerfinder where
That's
you
the
can find
one.
these.
Yep.
Find some Señorita.
So that's the other great thing is a lot of the places nowadays you can they've opened up the packs and made singles available.
Yeah.
So you can actually grab a single of this, try the flavor out, try the milligrams out, see how you feel about it. Like I said, I'd highly recommend to drink half a can, see how
Yeah.
you feel, and drink the rest.
Right.
If you're inexperienced, you already know what you're doing. So,
Sure.
I think after this, we're going to go ahead and take a break.
Let's do it.
And then I'm going to talk about the future of the category and what could potentially happen with it. But we have some great products after that.
Stick around. More Morning Hog Brew Review coming up on 95.7 The Hog. I like it. It's a good break. Riggs Morning Hog, 95.7 The Hog, Morning Hog Brew Review. It's new territory, baby, and it's good. We're in the midst of a Señorita flavor festival right now. Josh, that's our Perot right there. And Willie from Señorita.
Señorita.
Gonna put a little sass on it?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want to do it.
No,
But
do it.
you know how people will say it. Some people will talk normal and they'll be like, I went over to talk to the Señorita.
Right.
You're like, what?
Some salsa.
I can't roll R's, though, so I don't even try it.
Yeah, I don't either.
But delicious beverages so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had 4 different flavors on the front end there, available in a variety pack or 4-packs on their own, or you may be able to find them in singles in certain retailers.
Like that.
Like I said, Circle K, Target, Total Wine, ABC. Check out our website.
srprod.com/beer finder.
That's the one. Yeah, so 4 great flavors. Now we have something extremely interesting. This is newer for us. So we've sold THC products now for a little over a year. And this to me is really cool because this kind of gives you the freedom to do what you want with the product, right?
Okay.
So it's a 750 milliliter bottle,
All right.
kind of in the vein of your whiskey or vodkas or anything like that out there. And then you take it and you make your own cocktail with it.
Okay, I kind of love that.
Yeah.
All right.
So very cool.
Look at that regal looking label on there.
I'm not a bartender by any means.
Right.
So I'll let Willie talk about the actual product and what it might be flavored and, how you can kind of gear it towards a cocktail you may like that's not in these ready-to-drink cocktails,
Sure. Yep. So 1777, we just released this to market probably about, I want to say, a month and a half ago.
Smells awesome.
Doesn't it smell great? So again, Joel Gott and Chris Beeler, they were, creating a THC spirit, and they wanted to, find what was going to, again, align with the flavor profile of alcohol.
Oh, man.
So the base of 1777 is going to be agave. So, of course, agave, is what you use to create tequila and mezcal. So this is pretty much a de-alcoholized agave or tequila or mezcal, but, made specifically for THC.
Okay.
Tastes absolutely great.
Yeah.
We had a bartender even craft like a recipe book, just because of the fact that this is basically a legit spirit.
Yeah.
If you take it, shake it over water, it really opens up and bring out the agave.
Yeah.
And to me, it really tastes like a tequila or a mezcal.
I don't want to dilute this. I just want to put a straw in that bottle and go.
So good. So you're gonna get the Mexican citrus, the vanilla, the hint of the tart that comes through.
Yeah.
Of course, you're gonna get that nice juicy, lemonade-y type of effect going on. But again, when the character of the beverage really comes out on the finish.
Yeah.
That's when you really get to appreciate the agave and get to see the likeness to tequila or mezcal. But other than that, we have some yellow dragon fruit in there. So this is one for folks, again, to be creative, as Josh said, and have a spirit that is a non-alcoholic spirit.
Yeah, that's very cool. So our ready-to-drink cocktails tell you how much THC is in there. So you have 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, so on, so forth. If you finish the entire can,
right.
These are just like it. So you take a shot, 1.5 ounces.
1.5 ounces.
And how many milligrams?
Size. And then that's 10 milligrams.
So that's 10 milligrams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're making if these aren't your speed for the ready-to-drink cocktails, and you have a cocktail that's your favorite out there with, like you said, mezcal, tequila, something like that, you can make that now and still get the effects of the THC and a cocktail that you've created.
It's all new space, I guess, in that way, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
I
like
think it's one of the coolest ideas I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. I want this with like a sandwich. Anything. Or a hot dog.
Actually,
a hot dog
Again,
would be a good.
any occasion.
Right.
Of course, responsibly.
Absolutely.
Responsibly.
Yeah.
But any occasion.
You're at home, safe and sound. The keys are wherever keys go, and you're just enjoying some flavor. I mean, the flavor's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic, and I can in my own head think of some other flavors that'd be great with that to make a cocktail. So, be creative. Go online, look for a tequila or mezcal cocktail, and use this as a substitute versus tequila that. A lot of us had experience with tequila that maybe we do not want to experience again.
Right, sure.
So
the ones you remember.
Give yourself a little bit of a reset.
And make sure you ask your favorite bartender, at your favorite establishments to bring this in.
This is, and by the way, Josh, you said you weren't a bartender. You are. You're pouring us great drinks. Willie and I are super happy so far. I don't have a tip for you necessarily, but maybe keep them coming.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah. Where are we going next?
So I'm going to let Willie speak to this one. Part of the Señorita family, if you will, but a different brand altogether.
Yes, yep. So Rythm, again, back to the original conversation of our origin story. We are a vertically integrated cannabis company. We have the 22 dispensaries by the name of Rise around the state of Florida. We're going to be opening up 6 more. And again, we operate in 14 different states.
All right.
So the Rythm flower is actually a cannabis flower from our dispensaries.
Okay.
So we decided to take that Rythm flower, extend it over to the hemp-derived space, and create our Rythm functional beverages.
Okay.
So that's going to be the main difference between these and Señorita, is that you're going to have your Rythm Kush. Kush, or the indica strand, is known for relaxation.
Right.
This isn't an indica strand. These are still hybrid mash bills.
Right.
But we put some CBD and L-theanine in there to help promote that relaxation.
Okay.
Along with the THC. And the flavor on that is going to be pineapple mango.
Yeah. And again, this is what
It tastes phenomenal.
This is why you would go seek out an alcoholic beverage that had that for that same effect. Now you're getting a
So they're able to cater certain strains of this stuff to make sure that you're getting the feelings that you want. So obviously with this one a little bit more calming, relaxing, with the CBD and stuff in there, and then the next one we'll talk about in a second. But as we talk about, we got one more product. I'm going to kind of talk about where the category is heading, and some things we would like consumers out there to do. So, like I said, in 2018, this hemp bill became active. It took a little while for companies to start creating products, and now it exists. Right, the category is here. Like I said, these large retailers are on board. It employs, hundreds of thousands of people. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. They are wanting to rewrite this bill and close the part that makes this stuff legal. Like I said, there's no gray area. It is legal because of the way that the bill is written. They want to rewrite the bill. And the person that wrote the bill, I'm not trying to get political, this is just the facts. Mitch McConnell wrote the bill in 2018. Mitch McConnell wants to rewrite the bill because he didn't think that this would happen.
right.
His counterpart in the Senate, which is Rand Paul, is trying to stop this from happening. So you have two people in the state of Kentucky fighting over this bill in particular. Unfortunately, Mitch McConnell is retiring here shortly, and this will kind of be his his exit strategy, is close the bill up, make sure this category no longer exists. Hundreds of thousands of people lose their job, the revenue's gone. So I would like to ask, anybody that is interested in this category, or it makes you feel better. Like I said, if you have fibromyalgia, anything like that, write your senators, your governors, stuff like that, and have them push to make this so it sticks around.
Yeah.
This is happening so fast that it could potentially, the whole category could go away in November.
Yeah.
Wow.
November 14th, if I'm not mistaken, they are going to sit down in Congress and kind of review all this. But it was looking pretty good back in December, January, that there was enough push to go forward and rewrite some certain things, regulate it, the way it should be, properly regulated. And now it's not looking as great as it was before. So what I do ask is, go out there. If you're interested in the category, quick bill or quick email, say, hey, we want this to exist out there. Yeah. The lobbying powers that be are from both sides are very, very strong. One side wants it, one side doesn't. Yeah. And it's not because of the consumer, it's because of their profit margins are gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now that becomes political at some point. But,
right.
This is something that's a little bit better for you category. Yeah. As I said, the alcohol, people aren't drinking as much, switching over to this. So,
yeah.
Let's.
I've never encountered more people who are sober living right now
Absolutely.
who indulge in this category because it's the option.
California sober.
It's the option. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. So and it again, like you said, it helps people for crying out loud. So yeah, help us keep it around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please do.
So, like I said, the category itself is very interesting. Tons of growth out there, tons of possibilities, and I think we're just kind of scratching the surface. And I'd hate to see it go away.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, especially these flavors too.
Yeah,
Nothing
absolutely.
like
So we got one more.
Oh, that's the wickedest can in the bunch right there.
So this is going to be your Rythm Sativa.
Okay.
Again, these are functional beverages when it comes to Rythm. With the sativa, we put about 70 milligrams of caffeine in there, just to give you a nice jolt of energy. Okay. We refer to, or the sativa is known as our energy, and then Kush relax or whatnot. So again, with Rythm, both brands actually, these are lifestyle brands, but we sponsor a number of music festivals on the Rythm side. So more recently, we just did the Florida Groves Music Festival over in Orlando,
Right.
Breakaway in Tampa, and even Country Thunder. So
Okay.
this is a brand that we really want to be out front and center,
Right.
especially in that music space and whatnot. So, but the sativa will give you a nice jolt of energy, as well as with your THC hit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good. See, this is why, and believe me, there's a time of the week that I need both of
Yeah,
those.
absolutely.
or different
Like I said,
times.
the possibilities right now are endless. It's such a cool category. I'd hate to see it go away. So go out there. Not everybody likes to write letters and stuff like that, but I'd hate for everybody to lose their job
Yeah.
and the category to go
Get
away.
a guy. Get somebody who likes to type Facebook messages or something. There's all kinds of people who like to do that.
Absolutely.
In fact, we have comments coming in right now, Josh.
Hey, there you go.
No, but this is again, this one also delicious. Like every one of these has a unique flavor.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and the flavor on this one is going to be mandarin orange with some lemon.
Okay.
I love the smell of it too.
Right. Right. I mean, it does feel like I'm having like a little bit of a fruit salad right now, and I like it. I'll just make a meal out of it. I don't need breakfast anymore. I'm good.
I drink
Right?
all these for breakfast.
Yeah. Actually, I'd get a sausage biscuit.
Sure,
or
I'd
something
have
to
a
get those.
fantastic day too.
And by the way, I say that, but then earlier in my mind, I was eating a bunch of chips and salsa too with the Señorita stuff. So I feel like it would go well with anything at this point.
Literally anything.
All right, so these for now, these are available in
Yep.
a lot of places. Let's keep that intact.
Yeah, step outside your comfort box. Like I
Right.
said, these are not some gray area. Like
Yeah.
go out there.
Yeah.
That's why they're available at retailers. These are well known companies. They're not fly by night companies or anything like that. They're required to have certain QR codes on their boxes that show exactly which plants they came from.
Really? Okay.
To make sure that the milligrams are correct and all that stuff. So it's not just people putting stuff in a can and throw it on a retailer shelf. These are scientifically driven. So go out there, give it a shot. If it's not for you, then go back to your own product. But
Yeah. That's right.
give it a shot.
Yeah. Have variety. You need variety in life, for crying out loud.
As
You
well
need
as
to
a
be-
variety pack.
Right. The variety pack. No, the Señorita variety
Yep.
pack, right?
Absolutely. Now, the one thing I will say is, if you do get drug tested, this you will pop a drug test.
Yes, you will.
This is still a cannabis product, so it will pop you for cannabis if your job. So if you get drug tested, stay away.
Yeah. Yes.
Other than
exactly.
that, go for it.
Right. A lot of people don't even seem to mind the drug test, to be honest.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
you
a lot
anymore.
of companies nowadays don't even test for marijuana. So
Yeah. By the way, guess what it is around here? It doesn't matter. You don't want to know.
Hot dogs?
No, it's fine. Yes, they do a hot dog test here. If they drug tested this building, look out. srprod.com/beerfinder.
Yes, please.
You can find out.
yep.
Willie, where are we heading now? We got a whole day ahead of us. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Like, wherever you guys want to go, I'm here with you guys. You let me know.
All right.
You just tell me.
Hot
But-
dogs and chips and salsa,
Yeah.
man.
Perfect.
But again, make sure you go out to Total Wine, Circle K, Target, ABC. Look for Señorita. Ask for Rythm if you don't see it out there.
Yeah.
And then at your local bars, restaurants, as well as your local retailer when it comes to your liquor store. Ask for them to bring the product in. It's great.
This will be the energy you need. Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.